What's up, guys? We've got Jake O'Brien here with his top 16 UK Nationals deck profile. What did you play?
I played Voiceless Voice. Yeah, really happy with my showing. Did a lot better than expected. I did go extra in Swiss, so I snuck in to the top 64. But won a couple of matches in the top cut, and really happy with what I've done. I definitely thought I overachieved. My Voices is a good deck, but it's not like cracked. So, other than that, I'll just get straight into the deck profile.
Yep.
I'm probably only going to just talk about the non-standard stuff because it's Voiceless Voice, and I think most people know what the deck does by now. But 3 Low, 3 Diviner and Trias, 3 Saphira, 1 Old Man, 2 Skull Guardian, 1 Suavis. I know most people play 2. I don't think it's incorrect to play 2. The reason I played 1 is because I was on 43 cards. I really didn't want to go above 43 because I'm on 12 hand traps, and I obviously want to see my hand traps still a decent amount. And I was on 2 pre-preps, so what I decided to do was swap a Suavis for a pre-prep, as I'd rather, you would rather see pre-prep in your hand than Suavis. Suavis doesn't do anything on its own, whereas pre-prep you can obviously ritual summon and play the game. Basically as well, in terms of like bricking, obviously if you play the deck, you probably know that if you don't have any ritual spells in deck, you can't use Saphira or pre-prep. So obviously if you open ritual spell and pre-prep and Saphira, or 2 Saphira and 2 pre-prep, you can only activate 1, which is a bit annoying, but the chances of you opening 3 of those 8 cards, the 8 cards being Saphira, pre-prep and ritual spells, I think chances of opening 3 of those 8 cards in a 5 card hand is like 3% or something. It's so small, it's barely going to happen. So I just went with it, and I was really happy with it. And the second Suavis almost never comes up. It does feel a bit weird at first, but you get used to it very quickly. And so I'd say if you're thinking about going to 1 Suavis, try it out. 3 Barrier, 1 Blessing, 2 Ritual Spell, 1 Trap. Again, all standard. Then we've got 3 Pre-Prep, 3 Prosp, maxed out on this just because it's insane. You can just dig for whatever card you want, and I do play some ball breakers inside, so I think obviously when you're playing ball breakers, Prosp is even stronger, especially going second. And another reason to play Prosp is the next cards I'm playing, which is the Branded Fusion package. I know a lot of people don't play this package anymore. I still think it's really good. I think going first, it's definitely the best way to play the deck. Not only do you push through hand traps, but you push through the hand trap and then you end on the fusion on top of it. A couple of the main examples of when this card's really strong is if you open Diviner, you normal summon Diviner, you actually want them to hand trap you because you can then Branded Fusion dump the Trias. Obviously if they implement Diviner Ashless, then they're just a better player. The other one is obviously with Blessing. Blessing's not really the best starter, well, it isn't a starter, but with Branded Fusion, if you just open these 2, provided they've got no hand traps, you can Branded Fusion, dump the Low, set your Fusion up, and then add Low with this, and then it's full combo. I really like it. You do side out in most matchups going second. When I get to the fusions, I'll mention what matchup I keep it in going second. That's meta relevant. There's only like 1 meta deck that I'd keep it in going second, unless you're playing. There's 2 decks actually, but I'll discuss it when I get to the fusions. But I really like the package still, and I had to represent the few people that still play it in their deck. So that's the engine of the deck, and then my engine is just 12 hand traps. And it's Triple Ash, Triple Vader, 2 Mourner, would be 3 Mourner, but I wanted to have 1 Crow, and that's to make Rindbrum with the branded package. Rindbrum obviously is just pretty good against things like Appaloosa and that. I'll talk about it now, it is in the extract obviously. Main thing for Rindbrum in terms of the meta decks is against Melodious. Obviously they set up the board with the targeting lock and obviously the fusions to negate. You just slap down the Rindbrum. I guess they could not use any of the fusions if they want, but there's not really a way to play around it. So if they want to interrupt you, they have to. If they use a fusion monster effect, you can negate. Not only negate it, but you can bounce I think it's the Arius. That's the targeting lock, and then that helps you play the game. So it can be other than Rimbrum or Mirror Jade. The only other way to break the targeting lock is with Mirror Jade. It's pretty tough. Not Mirror Jade, Underworld Goddess. So it's pretty tough. And then free and perm. So pretty standard, just 12 hand traps.
Yeah. 43 you was on, you said, yeah?
43, that's correct.
Yeah.
And then the extra deck, so we'll start the links. Anima, IP, Little Knight, 2 Dynamondo. I much prefer 2 to 1. Sometimes it comes up where you've got like 2 rituals on board and low. You want to Dynamondo something away, maybe like a Mirror Jade so it doesn't destroy your whole board in the end phase. and then you want to bring back another ritual on their turn and set it all up again. So then you make a second Arnamondo with the other ritual, and yeah, in a grind game, this card's really strong. And then Underworld Goddess, just useful to out towers and things that can't be targeted and stuff like that. And also you can play around. If someone tries to talents take and they've got a monster on board, you can IP into Underworld, nick the monster. They can't take your talents, so it's just really good card. And then you got the Synchros, just Herald for Diviner, and Chaos Angel, which is for the Trice low package. Really like that. Typhon, no explanation needed. This card's cracked. So if you can play it, probably should be playing it. Entis for the Diviner, and then the Brandy package is Albion, which obviously stop your light monsters. Lebellion, in case you want to shuffle it back. Or give yourself a monster to ritual with, like a body on board, extra body on board. Mirror Jade, Rindbrum, which I mentioned, is mainly for Melodious. I guess it's just also to give the Brandy package extra utility, especially game one. You go second, like if you maybe hand trap Snake Eye and they just end on Appaloosa Pass, let's just hypothetically say that's it. This kind of checks the Appaloosa or IP, and any rogue decks as well. It's pretty solid against. And the other card I play is Borrowed Furious, which is really good because for the longest time, I think I didn't think of this card until like 3 weeks ago. I don't know why it took so long to think of it, but I always like the Brandy package, but it doesn't have like removal, especially for back row, where it just now gives you that back row removal. And this is the better card to make blind game one than Mirror Jade, because especially against Tempire, being able to pop the field spell. Obviously you have your trap, but maybe you can't get to the trap, so hand trap.
Yeah.
This allows you to do that, and also you could game one theoretically go first. You set this up, and then you normal summon low. Now if they imperm you, you can target the low and the imperm to dodge the imperm. So this is really cool.
It's quite different. I've not seen many voiceless players or any voiceless players.
I've not seen many people play. I'm sure some people know about it, but if you are playing the brand package, I personally think this is mandatory. It's really good. It's great.
Cool.
And then last, just the side deck. So Pendulum Graph, obviously mandatory, needed for branded. There's probably a couple of matchups it's good against, but mainly just branded. The third Mourner, and then the second and third Crow. I chose Crow over Bestials. One, obviously, I need one in the main deck for the Rindbrum anyway. The reason I like Crow is I think it's particularly good against Tempire. Obviously, when you go against some post sides, you don't know if you're going first or second, but this is good going first and second, because not only can you get the Tempire monsters when they try to reborn stuff, even with the field spell up, because obviously it's not affecting the monster on board. You can, if they seals pass, you can then obviously chain the Crow to the seals, and then that way the seals won't trigger its second effect special from deck. So then, it's pretty good. There's obviously other decks like branded, Tearlaments, probably some other rogue decks, but because you want to have some form of graveyard hate. But I chose Crow, and I really like Crow. Then Ball Breakers, Dark Crawler. This is mainly for like the mirror. Melodious, definitely for Melodious to unlock the target unlock, and this card just really hurts them. And obviously, I guess Rogue, and I did put it in against Snake Eyes because if I saw it, I would probably not hand trap them too much. And then it's obviously good against like Appaloosa, Hope Harbinger, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And even if it's 1-for-1 for Appo, that's still a great trade, because sometimes just a 2 meteor Appaloosa can be enough to stop you.
Yeah.
2 Lightning Storm, again just for anything, good back row removal. Put it in a lot against Snake Eyes because I like how it's versatile. You can hit the back row, which is particularly scary when they're all playing Skill Drain right now, and you can Appaloosa. And then free evening match as well. Again, this is really good against Snake Eye, because then they just have to give up their whole board and end on either Appaloosa or like Flamberge or Princess Engrave, which is pretty easy to deal with. And obviously it's good against rogue decks. I don't know, like Labyrinth, Fubel, all that sort of stuff.
Evenly goes in very hard at the moment where there's lack of Omni Negates, so
exactly. So it's pretty good. And also Lightning Storm and Dark Rulers. I mentioned it against Dark Ruler, good against Voiceless. This is also good against Voiceless to bait the Omni Negates or just clear all the back row. Wouldn't put this against Voiceless because you kind of want they'll just negate it, and then you kind of want your battle phase to clear stuff usually. But and then also the other thing to mention about Crows, actually, just go back to that, is it's really good against Voiceless, because if they start with Saphira with no monsters on board with Bestial, you can't do anything. And then if they ritual summon, send low, you Bestial the low, but they just add another low of Skull Guardian, so it doesn't do anything. Whereas if you Crow the Saphira, they have to hard open the ritual spell or pre-prep, or I guess prosp into the ritual spell to ritual summon. If they can't ritual summon, they can't really play the game. That you probably just win. And then the last going first card was Solemn Judgment. I chose this over D Barrier. I was playing D, but at one point I was playing 2 D Barrier anti-spell, but I chose this because first of all you can't put D Barrier in against Snake Eyes, and that's the best deck. So I wanted to put a card that I can put in going first against Snake Eyes. But this is obviously, you just put this in going first every match, and obviously the cards that hurt your deck the most are cards like Dark Ruler, Droplets, all those sort of board breakers. So this just kind of backs up the Skull Guardian and your board. A lot of the time you want to end on IP and you negate and maybe the Old Man, or instead of IP, if you've got Brand Fusion, it would be the Boron Furious, the Mirror Jade. So some judgments in there. So, but yeah, overall, yeah, really happy with the deck. Yeah, great. It was just great weekend. Great.
How many
showing.
Snake Eyes did you play over the event?
I played, I want to say 6 or 7. I think I played 4. I can't remember my exact matchups. I think I played 4 or 5 in Swiss. Lost to one of them in Swiss. My other losses were Branded and Plants.
Yep.
And then in Top Cut, I beat Snake Eye Viking top 32, and I lost to Pure in top 16. But that was great. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes from here. Obviously, with Infinite Forbidden around the corner, we're not getting any support really, other than a trap that's pretty useless. So we'll see. But
Brilliant.
that was it.
Well done, and thank you very much as well. Cheers.